What do you want to do for your birthday? Got a great wolf? Do my best to try to make it happen this year, okay?
Why would you record yourself asking your child what they want for their birthday when you know what the answer is going to be and you know you're going to have to let your child down because you can't give them what they want? And if your reality is that right now you cannot afford to give your child something that they want, you don't bait them by asking them and then basically telling them, sorry again this year, can't give it to you.
And because his birthday is the same day every year. Stop coming on here panhandling, and y'all want to record a conversation as it's like real? No. Hell no.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Selena, and today we have some interesting mess to get into. If you're new here, we do like to talk about whatever I want on the internet, TikTok tea, opinions about what's going on in the world, etc. But I like to think of it as an open discussion between you and I, because y'all are my friends and we like to talk to each other about different discussions, different topics, and I encourage you to share your opinion down below. Again, you don't have to agree with me, I just like talking to you guys, so definitely let me know what you think about everything in the comment section down below. Today we are talking about dry begging and parents on TikTok who honestly put themselves on blast. I feel like in a way when you put something out on the internet, of course you're opening yourself up to feedback or unwarranted comments. It's everywhere, right? That doesn't necessarily mean that you're asking for it. Also, if you're a parent, I do want to hear from your perspective. Y'all know I'm about to give birth soon, but I don't necessarily know what it's like to have that little human right in front of me, so I really want to know what your thoughts are about this whole situation. Or if you are someone who is a parental figure or has helped raise someone or has a little one in your life, you know, you have really good insight about this. So today we are talking about Kalina Marie. Her handle is Kalina Marie Photography. She's a hometown photographer in Oregon and Washington. She has her PayPal up, she has her Venmo up. Looks like it says stage 4 endometriosis mama. She has her Amazon wish list. So something to note is that the video we're about to talk about today is deleted, which she admits. It was also posted in December timeframe, which I found out about, but honestly, it doesn't matter when a video is posted. I feel like it still comes up years later because I have a whole list of videos that I want to talk about. Hopefully I can pre-record before I go on maternity leave, but either way, you guys know, I love you guys. We're still going to be in each other's lives, but I have a whole list of videos that I want to do. Anyways, the video that we're talking about today was posted in December. Unfortunately, I don't have the entire video, but I do have a recording from this TikToker. We're going to read comments and then talk about different things regarding this whole situation, but yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any of the original comments or the original TikTok video itself. Kalina was under fire because she basically asked her son what he wanted for Christmas, and essentially he was saying he wants to go to Great Wolf Lodge. I guess she was saying how, you know, they can't afford it. But in her caption though, it says, point of view, when your son has asked for the same thing 3 years in a row, but you can't ever make it happen because his birthday is 3 weeks after Christmas. And then like a hand facepalm emoji. Check out her video.
What do you want to do for your birthday?
I don't know.
How do you want to celebrate your birthday?
Go to Great Wolf Lodge.
That's what you really want to do? Got a great wolf? Do my best to try to make it happen this year, okay?
Now, okay, before we dive into some responses, let's just dissect that video right away. Even though it was really small, like a small snippet, I don't know how long the original video was, but you can clearly see that she's asking her son what he wants to do for his birthday. He says he wants to go to Great Wolf Lodge. That doesn't necessarily mean stay the night. That could be a day pass. Let's think about that, right? I looked it up. And if she is a photographer in Oregon and Washington, it's pretty reasonable, you know, for a vacation, I guess. I actually used to work at Great Wolf Lodge, and when you did do that, I think you got a free day pass. I went, or was it like super cheap? Anyways, but in working there, I realized that most of the people who come in are Grouponers. Even though Great Wolf Lodge is a desired thing to do, a lot of the times you can get deals or get a Groupon and you don't have to stay the night. I used to be a server in the breakfast buffet, and I don't know what Lodge Grill. More so I worked nights, but a couple of times I worked the buffet, and that one was easier to do than the... Anyways, I digress. So what I'm getting at is I was looking at the prices nowadays, because you never know. I mean, I worked there over 10 years ago, but I put in Google Great Wolf Lodge, Groupon, and then I put Washington because it looks like they don't have any locations in Oregon. And allegedly, if you get a one-night family suite, which sleeps 4, you can sleep up to 6 folks with no fees, 2 queen beds, 1 sofa bed, daily Waterpark passes for 6 people as long as you stay for the one night. It retails for $359, but they're just saying you can do $157.94. That's over half off. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure exactly what her son wanted. I would say depending on the budget, depending on what you're able to do, that is definitely doable for one night, or if you just did the day pass. Let's look this up. I'm not sure how many folks are in her family, but I'm going to assume a party of 3. We'll get to other things down the road because I guess she just got married, but let's just assume she's a party of 3. And that one night, you can still pay minimum $157 compared to... Wait, this is cheaper! The 2-night family suite. 2-night family suite, sleeps 4 up to 6, $136.74 a night. Oh, that's if you pay two nights in a row. But still, the more nights you pay, it's less per night. Anyways, that's still more expensive, but $157. But let's look at a day pass. And I'm on the Great Wolf website right now, not Groupon, and it says up to 15% off with this code. Like, they're giving you codes. From what I see, it seems like they frequently have deals going on. I mean, it's currently April. Who knows? They might have something going on for Memorial Day, Mother's Day. Then we have summer deals, and then it would probably be, Black Friday, and then Christmas. So I am curious, did she look up deals? Like, what's the dealio schmealio here? Choose a pass. Let's start their adventure, okay? So, what's today? Let's pick Saturday, April 25th. A half-day pass. Oh, that's sold out. Okay, hold on. You definitely have to plan in advance. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do June 20th. A half-day pass is $80 per person. That's 4 p.m. until close. Or if she did a full-day pass, it's $100 per person. Sounds like it's cheaper to just spend one night there because you do get the passes included in your payment. If you did a weekday season pass, $120 per person. Anytime season pass, $350 per person. Let's humor me and let's just hit a December date just to see. Let's do before Christmas. Or no, his birthday is 3 weeks after Christmas, so let's look into January of next year just to see. Let's do January 9th. It's so much cheaper in January. Oh my gosh, I'm getting annoyed. So if I'm picking January 9th, 2027, a half-day pass is $56 per person from 4 p.m. until close. Full-day pass is $70 per person from open to close. Weekday season pass, $120. Anytime season pass, $350. And also too, if they do get an anytime season pass or a weekday season pass, if he does get that for his birthday, he could take advantage of the indoor water park. His birthday's during the winter time. You could definitely budget it to where it's a half-day pass and a full-day pass. I don't know this lady. I don't know her situation, but I just had to get that out the way looking at passes. Because you can book several months in advance, especially on Great Wolf Lodge's website. So that's just something to note. Now let's hear from other parents.
Why would you record yourself asking your child what they want for their birthday when you know what the answer is going to be and you know you're going to have to let your child down because you can't give them what they want? And I just don't understand why this woman would bait her child with this question just to post it on the internet. And I also don't understand parents who aren't willing to make it happen to give their children the most magical childhood ever. And I get that times can be tough and life is expensive. I don't want to work. I don't want to pick up extra shifts. I don't want to do all the side hustles that I do. But I decided to have a child because I'm going to give her the best possible life that I can. Because that's why we have children. We have children so we can give them a good life. And if you cannot do that, you should not be having loads of kids. And if your reality is that right now you cannot afford to give your child something that they want, you don't bait them by asking them and then basically telling them, sorry, sorry again this year, can't give it to you. You provide by making their birthday the most special that you can with what you're provided, and you don't remind them that you can't give them what they want.
I get it. Times are tough. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. I truly do get it, but I feel like stop asking. If you know that's what he wants to do and you know that that's not within the budget, don't ask, you know. I'm sure there's other things that he's into that you know about just from hanging out with him from day to day. So focus on those things. You know, Great Wolf Lodge is a big thing for a lot of people. It's kind of like Disney World for a lot of people. It's something that you do maybe once a childhood kind of thing. Don't ask if you know that's what he's going to say and you know that's not going to be in the cards. Other thing that was last year, you couldn't do it because you were planning a wedding. I don't know if planning a wedding around your kid's birthday is the best idea, you know? I saw you tag Great Wolf Lodge in the post. I don't know if you did it in hopes that, you know, they'll help you out. I hope they do, you know, because I hope your kid does get to go to Great Wolf Lodge because it is a great time and kids love it. But if you know you can't do it, don't ask. That's the biggest thing. My kid's obsessed with Great Wolf Lodge and I know when I can't afford to do so. And so I don't bring it up. Those words are not allowed to be spoken around my child because I know the moment they're spoken, he's autistic, he will fixate, and that will be the only thing I hear for the next 2 months. So just don't ask if you know you can't do it. But I hope your kid gets to go.
It's 100% dry begging because it is 3 weeks after Christmas. His birthday is the same date every year. It is not an unexpected event. Budget accordingly. If he's asked for the same thing for 3 years, she's had 36 months to plan for Great Wolf Lodge. See, that's the thing too. I get it where kids, you know, they change their minds or they're not interested in something for a while. Like with my niece and nephew, they'll be super interested in one thing and then a month or two later, maybe not interested. So I could kind of see, like giving Kalina grace, I could see, okay, are you still interested in getting a Great Wolf Lodge experience for your birthday? But the fact that she recorded it, I don't know. She was trying to get the internet to pay for it, and you can't convince me otherwise. I agree with that. Just make Great Wolf Lodge the Christmas present. I don't know. It gives dry begging, though. If you can't afford taking a kid to Great Wolf Lodge for a weekend, then you literally shouldn't have a kid. This isn't even expensive if you budget properly throughout the year. All the pay links and Amazon wish list in her bio. It gets to a point. She wants them to give her a free trip. And as I was editing this video, I did see one of her pinned TikTok videos says, "After fighting for my life in my comments today, I think this is a perfect way to end the day. Huge thank you for everyone who has reached out with codes and suggestions. We are going to make this happen. At Great Wolf Lodge 2026, dream vacation or bust." Keep in mind, this video was posted December 30th of 2025. When we get to her other responses and TikTok videos, she implies that she had already been to Great Wolf Lodge with her son before. So this timeline is getting kind of weird. Like, are we just asking for Great Wolf Lodge to fund their trips each time? Keep this in mind for later. And the top comment says, "Remember your videos need to be at least a minute." She says, "I know, I wish the birthday one would have been since it decided to blow up." And then someone says, "I wish I exploited my kid longer so I could make money and then still deny him a trip that costs $50 and is 2 hours away. Here, I fixed that for you." If she's known for 3 years, she definitely could have made it happen, regardless of when Christmas is. It's called planning. I think she was trying to get other people to think, "Oh, he needs our help. Let's get him to Great Wolf Lodge and fund it for her." Yeah, very odd to ask your kid what they want, knowing you might not be able to afford it. My first instinct is to disagree with that comment, but because she knows, like, I don't know. I grew up in a low-income household, and you know, your parents do want to ask you like what you want for Christmas or what you want for your birthday sometimes. And if they can't afford it, at least they kind of know what you're interested in, or they might get you the budget option. But the fact that she's had the same answer for the past 3 years is pretty interesting. She was definitely expecting the comments to be different. So yeah, I have a hard time with people doing that kind of stuff, like filming themselves and then they're low-key expecting whatever brand to sponsor them or reach out and stuff. Because I just feel like it's, I don't know, it's not genuine or it's not organic. I feel like there's a way about it that could be organic. But the fact that this mom is filming herself and it's been 3 years that she's known that her son wants this, it gives dry begging to me. What do you guys think? And also too, like, let's say that Great Wolf Lodge did reach out and pay for it, then what's next? Because then it could either be, okay, what else does the son want? Let's see if we can do that on my platform so they can get it again. I don't know. I just feel like whether or not she got the Great Wolf Lodge experience from TikTok or from Great Wolf Lodge, I think it'll become a never-ending thing, and that she might continue to do this kind of stuff. Kind of reminds me of like people who create their platform with just the intention of getting brand deals or just the intention of getting money. Like, yes, that's a part of it. Yes, you want to get paid for your work, but I feel like it takes a certain type of person to have a community online, which I think we're a community, but I feel like you can tell when someone is just doing it for the money or for a big following so they can A, quit their job, or B, get just a bunch of free stuff all the time. I see it completely differently. I feel like your audience can see right through you, and I definitely think the comments reflected that. I will say though, okay, let's go back to giving her grace again. The fact that she's a photographer, so I feel like when it comes to photographers, a lot of the times they do, work for themselves, or they have to charge higher prices because it's a lot of work, and then a lot of the times it's their own equipment, they're doing their editing, they have to plan ahead, they have to coordinate schedules, etc. And so I just feel like they have to plan accordingly, and that could be one of two things. They get a lot of business because they're super good, or two, people see that $400 photo package and they're like, I'm not going to pay for photos, and so they may not get business a lot. So to this mom's credit, maybe, things are tight, but I don't know. You never really know what someone's budget is. But speaking of money, we do find out that she recently got married, and that sparked a lot of backlash and people coming back to this video. And in her recent videos, a lot of people go back to the Great Wolf Lodge thing and bring it up, and she's really upset about that. And that makes it hard too, because when you put your business out there, like what's going on in your life, not necessarily her photographer business, then it's like, okay, well, you're dry begging on the internet, why are you getting married? Or I think they've noticed things in her background, like, you can afford this expensive light fixture, why are you asking for money indirectly on TikTok? So it becomes a slippery slope too when you put your own private business out there of what's going on in your life. Your son's been asking for a Great Wolf Lodge experience for 3 years, and you haven't done that for XYZ reason. But yeah, you gotta be prepared for the comments, whether or not they're knowing everything about your situation.
Why is that lady trying to gaslight us into thinking that she could not come up with a spare, maybe $300 to take that baby to a Great Wolf Lodge at least one time in 3 years? Because let me tell you, I've only stayed in a Great Wolf Lodge once. I was an adult. I say an adult. I was 18. And I didn't get the hype. But to a child, I can totally see the hype. If that's what your baby asks for 3 years in a row, you make it happen. It is not like they're asking to go to Disney and you live 1,000 miles away. They are all over the United States. I just looked it up. They have all of these amazing deals. Look, let me show you. Okay, so I can't really figure out how to work it, but I'll put an overlay in. It was $99 for a family suite for 6, and it said on there, no hidden fees. What you pay is what you sign up to pay on the internet is what you will actually owe. Ma'am, you posted your wedding that you planned for like 40 people and 5 showed up. So maybe let's be a little bit more responsible. Your baby in that wedding, and I'm not trying to be nitpicky, but who are you prioritizing? Your baby in that wedding video, his little sleeves, his shirt was way too long. You are telling me that you couldn't have afforded a better shirt for your young man. I mean, I couldn't even see his hands. It was that long. I feel like you are prioritizing other people. And I'm not necessarily saying your husband, but your baby does not appear to be your number one priority. And I'm fully saying this out of confidence. My children are my priority. I do without, I go without, because I make sure that they are going to have and get to do first. So I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. Income tax time, you ain't got a spare $300. Hey, let's splurge $500. Because I know I do when I get my tax income, the years where I didn't owe everybody an arm and a leg, I would have some extra money that I would be able to do fun things with. Not this year, because things are different. But I'm just saying, I don't buy it. I don't believe it. My thing is that I have seen her video where it had like millions of views, like 9 or 12 millions of views. And I'm willing to bet, because people felt so sorry for her that nobody showed up to her wedding. People Venmo'd a ton of money. They sent her a ton of gifts. Because that's what people love to do on this app. They see people feeling down, sad, bad, and they love to give, because giving is the secret to a better, healthier, happier life, if you ask me. And I think that's what she thought. I think she thought she was going to get a bunch of money for people to give to that little baby to go to Great Wolf Lodge, and it didn't happen, and people turned on her because they're showing who she really is.
This new age dry begging, poor me, I'm too broke is too much for me. I'm pretty sure Great Wolf Lodge lets you do Afterpay or one of those pay later things too. My son wants to go to Great Wolf Lodge for his birthday every year, and it's expensive, especially in June. That's why you sign up for their rewards, find the 50% off coupons, and book the stay months in advance when you get your tax return. Ooh, it's tax season. We live paycheck to paycheck too, but there are things you can do to make it happen. I will always advocate for societal change to make things more accessible, but you will never see me throwing in the towel when it comes to my babies. Okay, wait, sorry guys. I have no idea when Great Wolf Lodge video was originally posted, because I'm just now seeing this date, and on her wedding video, it says she posted that November 5th, 2024. So, I don't know how old this story is, but for it to still be trending now, like in 2026, that's crazy. Okay, so going to her wedding video, November 5th, 2024. This is our entrance to our masquerade ball. The masquerade ball that I have talked excessively about for the last 10 months. The same ball that I not only digitally invited over 75 people to, but also spent money to send 25 beautiful invitations out to. 5 people showed up. Like, are you kidding me? As you see in the video, we enter the venue, and no one messaged me at 1:15 that no one was there. My husband and I finally showed up at 2 o'clock to 5 people in a venue planned for 40. I dreamed that I would walk into a bunch of people cheering us on, hooting and hollering for us in celebration, but all you see is a woman trying to hold herself together because she had no idea how to deal with her venue being almost completely empty. All the wasted food and drinks, all the empty tables and chairs, every moment of my reception changed to adapt. Did we still make the most of it? You bet your sweet we did. But did this video just take all the good moments and shoot them out of the water for a second? Blank, yeah it did. It just makes me think, like, why? What did we do? Am I that bad of a person? What did my husband ever do to deserve any of this? Why couldn't we matter enough for people to show up? I still have friends that haven't even messaged me to congratulate me or tell me why they didn't come. It truly makes me sick. I honestly can't wrap my head around this yet. But all I know is I have my man, my baby, and family that shows up when I need them. And for that, I will be thankful. Fail for you page, where is the love? Now that... Sorry. That's not funny. Sorry, I'm getting at the comments. Okay, let's just talk about that. That's not funny, but that is making me think, like, if you invited over 75 people, but 5 showed up, I feel like that could speak to your character. I got married pretty young, and I feel like we both came from kind of bigger families, so even though we're not necessarily close with every single person in our families, and they still ended up showing up. But I'm curious, out of the 75 people, did you invite people that were just like random Joe Schmoes, or how big is your family? For 5 people to show up, that's really bad. I mean, I had people that didn't show up, and my friend, he had some people RSVP and didn't show up, so people are crappy that way. Yeah, I mean, this is a nice venue, and for 5 people, that's crazy. The top comment says, could have taken your son to Great Wolf Lodge with the money. Oh my gosh, okay. And that was January 4th. So that's a January 4th comment on a video posted in 2024. It's getting juicy, you guys. She says, here you go, sis. Is this what you wanted? Is this the clout you wanted? Constantly coming to my page to comment this on all my videos. Multiple people stitching my videos just to literally degrade and hate on me. People that don't even know me. I will stay continuing to block these comments and haters from my page, but today I just wanted to give the haters exactly what they wanted, so here you go. Yep, I got married, and I chose to get married before I took my son back to Great Wolf Lodge for the 2nd time in his life. Okay, he's been once. Yes, I did. Take it in, choke on it a little bit, and then please be on your happy, merry way. The hate is heavy, mean girls, bullies of TikTok, disgusting human beings, go away. I did see a post from January 11th of this year, 2026, where she said, huge thank you to those who helped make this possible. Hashtag green screen, tagged Great Wolf Lodge, January 2026 birthday bash or bust, here we go. Thank you to everyone who helped make this happen and who has encouraged me and helped me through the pain. This is like a countdown until when she goes to Great Wolf Lodge, which I assume her son is going, of course. But I couldn't find the first time she went to Great Wolf Lodge. If I find it, I'll put it here. According to her wedding video, this would be the second time she's going to Great Wolf Lodge. And these comments are really going in. But there are some supportive people because she is a survivor of endometriosis, and honestly, that is a very serious condition and it can take a toll on you. You may have to get surgery. It's a lot. You couldn't scramble 100 yourself, as if the economy isn't in shambles and you didn't just have to have a hysterectomy for endometriosis, which insurance doesn't always cover and is more expensive than a standard one. People really don't take endo seriously, and you and your son deserve a vacation. Have fun. But she could get married. You sure are making up a ton of hypothetical scenarios to try and justify your way of thinking. And Kalina says, thank you so much. Someone said, did you delete original post about it? She said, yes, I did. I was tired of the negative comments. It's not worth the views or money. I mean, honestly, true. Like, even though that did happen, imagine just going on trying to promote your business and do other things on TikTok and like people keep going back to that. But yeah, I don't, it's really bad. But yeah, that's kind of like when your parent always brings up something that you did in front of everybody, like every chance they get. But this is a public platform, so maybe that was a bad analogy. I don't know. OMG, I just came here from someone stitching your video and everyone was being so mean and rude about it. Glad you were able to take him and make his B-Day so special. Kalina hearted that. And someone else said, I think people are just curious how a wedding was in the budget, but a Groupon Waterpark couldn't make it in the budget for 3 years straight. These are valid questions. I think that is a valid question, to be honest. But again, I mean, I don't know her medical bills or what have you, or if she had, like her current husband, if he was in the picture, does he make good money? Is the biological dad in the picture? Do they make good money? They didn't do it for you, they did it for him. Why do you think others need to pay for your family vacation? So damn annoying. My dad worked multiple jobs to make our dreams come true. He wouldn't be caught begging others for money. In my case too, yeah, my dad worked 2 jobs. He did take us to Florida once and that was really nice. He planned that vacation. So like, it's definitely possible. You really don't know people's situations, but yeah. It is interesting how begging online has become a thing, or like how influencers are begging for sponsorships or begging for people to pay for their Coachella tickets. I don't know. I think it gets to a point, like, do you have integrity? Do you have dignity? And do people not just want to like use their presence online for connection and community, or like to do something good? But there's really a lot of positive comments under here. I'm just going to read one more. I saw a clip of your original video posted by another creator and I'm so confused by people's commentary. Just right before Christmas, everyone was all about these angel trees, praising the shoppers, saying yes, those kids deserve insert expensive item too. But now it's after Christmas and it's not okay for you to try to make a trip happen for your kid and for his birthday. Like, mamas make things happen. Who gives a fuck if you came on the internet to get it done? He's going and that's what matters. I have one with a birthday a month before Christmas and one with a B-Day 5 weeks after Christmas. Their dad's is 3 weeks after Christmas, so planning and saving is necessary and shopping clearance when I can. If I had a following, I'd be on here trying to utilize it to get paid too. People just make no sense with this switch up before and after the holiday. I hope you both have so much fun. If you celebrate holidays and if you celebrate Christmas, do you think that those should be separate if someone has a birthday on the holiday? I think it should be separate, but let me know. And if you do have a birthday on or near Christmas or after, did your family separate the two or did they give you combined gifts? Because I don't think that's fair. My cousin, she has a birthday a week before Christmas and she has 2 kids. Both of their birthdays are in November, like mid-November. It's before Black Friday, it's before Christmas. And so she did tell me once that they don't get as many gifts throughout the year and they kind of budget it because like a lot of the things are at the same time at the end of the the year. And mind you, they're well off and they have like a really good support system. I know her parents would provide if she needed it, and she does well for herself, her and her husband. But the budgeting piece, so even though she has a comfortable life, she's still thinking about that or budgeting it, especially when it comes to her kids' presents. So even though that last comment was supportive, I do think her liking it kind of shows that she did go to the internet for some monetary help.
It's a woman out here who is panhandling, and she's using her son as bait. She came on this internet to say that her son has been wanting to go to Great Wolf Lodge for 3 years, and she has not been able to make it happen because times are tough. Okay, I've seen single moms for countless years with 5 kids able to take their kids to what they want to do, buy what their kids want, okay, because they hustle for their children. Great Wolf Lodge has a sale every August, the 8th month of the year. Every year they have a sale where you can lock in a price. It's considerably really cheap. And she would know that if she was actually interested in taking her son. Your son's birthday is the same day every year. You mean to tell me you could have hustled to make it happen for your son, but you want us to? Like, we don't have kids? You don't think our kids want to go to Great Wolf Lodge? The hell? Anyways, stop playing on y'all kids' top, like, for real. Y'all play way too much with y'all children. I was in the middle of moving. We had to move to a completely different state during the month of my son's birthday, okay? And I still made it happen for him. Still made it happen because his birthday is the same day every year. Stop coming on here panhandling, and y'all want to record a conversation as it's like real. No. Hell no. You better start dance monkey dance for this. And you sitting on $40. At least $80. Okay? I'll sell your ass to make sure my kids get what they want. Why y'all keep playing with y'all kids? For real.
What do you guys think about that? Like, what do you guys think about people online, whether they're an influencer or not, kind of asking for monetary help? Because you could argue that it would be the same as someone in front of you on the street maybe asking for help or for money. I think it becomes blurry because I don't know. Especially because the information that was presented with it, if your son's been wanting to do this for 3 years and you've known about it and his desires have not changed, I think that makes a difference. But it really just depends, you know, so.
Hi, poor single mother here. My child is now 25 years old. Just graduated with a master's degree, by the way. So I'm doing something right. I am not rich by any means. Living paycheck to paycheck most of my life, okay? We're not going to get into why, but the reason why people were upset at that mom was not the fact that she couldn't afford to send her kid to Great Wolf Lodge. It was the fact that she kept asking him, well, what do you want for your birthday? And she knew what he wanted for his birthday. When you ask a child a question like that and you know what answer you're going to get, the child has this expectation that maybe mom can make this happen, right? So you are trying to manipulate your audience by making the child the carrot on the stick. Like, oh, can you please help my child? He just wants to go to Great Wolf Lodge. Well, then make it happen. My son went to Disney World twice. We have been to Massachusetts. We went whale watching. We have been to the Philadelphia Zoo. We've been to Colorado. I even took him to Ohio just to get out, right? I have taken him to Lancaster. Where else did I take him? I've taken him so many places because every year I made it a point to save up money to take him somewhere. Give him a vacation somewhere. You can make it happen. So I don't want to hear this. Well, I don't know how it's going to happen. Well, it's not going to happen in 3 weeks. The Disney trip took me 1.5 years to plan. I paid for the hotel a year. I think it was like 14 months out. I paid for the hotel 14 months out. And then I started getting gift cards throughout the year for Disney. Okay? Started getting food cards for like the restaurants in the area throughout the year. It takes time. And if you've known for 3 years that your kid has wanted to go to the Great Wolf Lodge and you haven't made a plan to get him there, don't come on TikTok and be like, here's my son. He really wants to go to the Great Wolf Lodge. I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, poor me. No, don't do that. Just don't. That's why people are pissed off.
Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't, I just appreciate you being here. And I will see y'all in my next video. I love you guys. Bye! And there's my dog this whole time. She says bye too. Bye!